Just came out of a great, awesome 80s show here at the Americana Theater, and I saw this sunset. You got to check it out. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can see it just beyond the Chick-fil-A that we're getting here. But yeah, isn't that a gorgeous sunset? The thing about it is that makes me a little frustrated is it's not even 5 o'clock yet. So I don't know about you. Comment below if you are driven nuts by the sun setting at 4 something in the afternoon. It's just crazy, especially for people like us that work the late shifts. I mean, this was just my first shift. I've got tonight shift. I don't get off till 11 o'clock at night. And man, it's like I never get to see the sun. It's just crazy. So I just wish they would change that. I know they're talking about doing that in Congress eventually, where they can make it where, I think it's called daylight savings, whatever, and it keeps trying to pass, where it's just always daylight savings time, and it's at least it'd be like 5 something right now instead of 4 something right now. But just a little crazy. I don't know about you. The one thing I can't complain about is the temperature. Look, I'm in short sleeve shirt. Now, I'm not an extreme wuss. I mean, I don't mind it being a little chilly. It says it's 53 degrees outside according to my clock here. That's not too bad. I like 53 as long as it's not windy. And that's the one thing I love about Branson around this time is that the weather's great. I mean, it really is. We don't get very many cold nights. Almost never do we get snow. And it doesn't normally snow here in Branson until, January, late mid-January, sometime in February. And believe it or not, a little bit at the beginning of March. We'll pick up a few inches occasionally then, but it's one thing I can't complain about, the weather. Now, the Moon River Theater is still for sale. It's crazy. I mean, it's been sold a few times. You know, the backstory of it is, if you don't know, is that, of course, Andy Williams had it for forever. And then Jimmy Osmond bought it and then brought in a bunch of different stars, including Rick Thomas. And Rick Thomas was there forever and ever and ever. And then, I don't know if y'all know, of course, Jimmy Osmond had a stroke, real problem. He's recovering. He survived, praise the Lord. But, it's old news, but, if you aren't up to date with what's going on, well, they went ahead and got rid of the theater and sold it to the Redmonds. Now, if the Redmonds sound familiar, they are from up just past Springfield on the way to St. Louis. They actually own a candy store over there on right off the freeway on 45, and they were really successful with that. And they're like, hey, we want to own a theater in Branson. So they brought back Rick Thomas, and they did that for a year. But it wasn't quite what they wanted to do anymore, so they decided they want to sell it. So it's been for sale again, and I'm not sure whoever's going to buy it. The problem with the theater is, for one, it's a really big theater, and the days of having 2,000 seats in Branson and being able to sell them out, it's just a thing of the past. I mean, it really is. I mean, people love coming to Branson, but that was filled up mainly by bus groups. And for some reason, though we still get bus groups, which is great, we don't get them like we used to. I mean, used to, I'd be 30, 40, 50 bus groups at one show. And now it's normally, sometimes you'll have a 1 or 2, sometimes you'll have 5 or 10. But it's not like it was. People don't want to travel by bus anymore. So those 2,000 seat theaters just don't fill up anymore like they used to. I mean, I remember, in fact, they had hired me. As you know, I own the magic shop out at Silver Dollar City. They had hired me when Andy Williams still ran it to do magic in the lobby. So I would leave my magic shop at the IMAX at the time and go over there, and they pay me a pretty good amount of money to walk around and do walk-around magic, which was fun. And it would sell out, man. It was crazy. But now, just not the same way. And again, it was all buses. It was all buses. So I'm not sure what they can do with it. I sure hope whoever buys it keeps it Andy Williams Theater, because boy, it's just a beautiful theater. It's a beautiful piece of land there right on 76, but who knows what they're going to do with it. But also scuttlebutt on what's new. You'll probably heard that the Bald Knobbers are actually going to leave the Branson Famous Theater, and they're going to join the Hughes Brothers. So they're going to move for 2024 over to the Hughes Brothers Theater, and no one has really officially announced exactly what's going to happen. My guess is, from what I've heard, is that Reza is probably going to take over the Branson Famous Theater. And from what I saw on Facebook, that they're going to rename it the Reza Theater. And he's going to have another magician join him that was over at the Nashville Roadhouse Live Theater. That shut down. Stevie Lee Woods lost that one. That was Star Theater. It was the Star Theater. It was right behind where Olive Garden was. Someone else bought that. It's a crazy story. Anyway, but they're going to have a couple magicians there, and maybe a few other acts there with Reza sticking around at the Branson Famous, soon to be the Reza Theater, which will be interesting. Back to Stevie Lee Woods. So Stevie Lee Woods was at Nashville Roadhouse Live Theater, okay? And the owner of it sold it to a magician out of Vegas, and he had cats. And Dirk Arthur, I believe, was the name of the magician who bought it. And because life is stranger than fiction, the gentleman passed away in Vegas just after the contract was signed. So it's a little interesting. So he actually passed away, and so I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with that theater. I don't think Stevie Lee Woods is interested in staying there or trying to go back to it anymore. I think it might have some hard feelings there. I can understand why. Saying that gentleman is trying to sell that theater. Man, traffic has been crazy. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. We're still ending it right now, but traffic has been great. It's been amazing. Went out to Silver Dollar City. It was beautiful out there. If you have not got a chance to go out to Silver Dollar City and seeing all the lights, you're missing out. It's quite spectacular. But traffic's been great. I mean, we've really had a lot of people in, so make sure to learn about the back roads if you're stuck on it. I unfortunately was stupid enough to go down the strip, but I also wanted some nice over my shoulder shots for you that you're familiar with, instead of taking the back road the whole time. But yeah, so that's going on in the theaters. Let me think if I can think of any other theater changing that I know of. Oh, so Yakov right now is currently back at the Dutton Theater. I don't know if you heard that or not. He had a big storm came through and tore up his roof. It was crazy. So he's hoping to be back to his theater back in March, April of next year, 2024. But you know how it is with construction crews, you know. He was bemoaning the fact, I was asking about it, and he was bemoaning the fact that it's always crazy trying to get that stuff done. So, but yeah, I guess it was some pretty serious roof damage if they've been working on it this entire time, working on the entire winter, and not sure, you know, everything's going to be going through. But I'm sure he'll be back there and having fun. It's nice that we have such great theaters that can allow people to bop back and forth. I mean, when we there was a fear that there was some damage to our theater 3 years back, and everyone reached out. Everyone's super nice about helping other shows. I mean, the Duttons, the Hughes, just everyone. They're really, really nice. It's pretty amazing to be part of this community. I mean, yeah, we compete with each other, but not in the way you really think that we do. I mean, if the Americana Theater was the only theater in Branson, yeah, people wouldn't come near as much, because people want to come see Clay Cooper, the Haygoods, the Hamners, Rick Thomas. They want to come see all the variety that Branson has to offer. And if we were just limited to just a few shows, it would not draw the kind of people, the kind of traffic that I'm stuck in. Just wouldn't come. So it's really nice. We know that the only reason we all survive is we survive together. So that's pretty impressive, that it's not cutthroat like you would expect it would be. Well, that's the Branson update I have so far. Again, Chris with Branson's Best Shows. Love having you guys come down. Make sure to use that promo code BBS to get half price at the Americana Theater. And I'm going to go home and get a little dinner and go back to work.